everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on Facebook. So excited to be here today. I'm Michelle from Elite Educational Enterprises, and I just wanted to share some ideas about fostering some inclusivity and supportive holiday atmospheres in your programs. I know we're all gearing up for a lot of events, probably doing a lot of dress up and some different kinds of activities in your school. And you may notice that even though these are fun events, many people are feeling stressed. Parents, therefore the children, and maybe even your staff as well, as they're planning get-togethers with their own family. So I'm hoping that some of these ideas will inspire you, or also you may be looking at them and going, wow, I'm already doing that in my school. So some practical ideas to engage everyone that utilizes your program, the children, families, and staff. So incorporating inclusivity into your school as well as your holiday themes and lesson plans can be very fun, very enlightening for all of your children, and also very challenging. So, here are some ways that you can do that. I definitely recommend having parents in your program who maybe celebrate holidays that you don't celebrate. If you celebrate different holidays than maybe the more American holidays, definitely get their input. Maybe there's some stories, some books, some traditions that at food. Food is always a great one that you can also bring into your program to share with everybody. So why do they matter? Because it really promotes a sense of belonging. It helps all of your families feel included, even those that don't celebrate holidays. And that helps with your child's a child's self-awareness as well. Promotes their sense of belonging. It teaches respect and empathy, not just for the children, for one another, but also as adults, our admin teams, our staff, and our parents, to show that we can be different, but we all have the same goal in mind, and that is to share ideas and share traditions and respect those, even if we don't agree. Support those diverse values, which is what communities are diverse. Even ones that celebrate all the same types of holidays are still very diverse. It encourages that broader learning. It helps us step outside of ourselves and outside of our own homes, our own schools, and our own communities. It fosters that equity, not that things are equal, but that they're equitable, so that everyone feels as though, again, that they're included. Maybe you don't celebrate with a tree, but you celebrate with candles. So different things like that allow children and families to see themselves represented at your school, and also that we respect that and we celebrate that. And it strengthens your community. It helps families get to know one another. Holidays can be a great time to share the diversity about ourselves. We get very caught up in it. And when you're asking families, hey, can you share? What do you guys do? What are things that you eat? Just like when we talk about Thanksgiving, some people eat turkey, some people eat ham, and some people go out to Chinese food. So it's really great to be able to bring in all those different elements and help children understand that we're still the same, and we're still co-workers and caregivers and families, but that we're all together. Some strategies to offer that inclusivity in your program, especially during the holidays. Open those conversations up. Ask families, send an email, or send, if you have a texting app, post something in your classroom. What's something that you eat? What are stories that you tell? How do you celebrate during this time of year? What does that look like for you? Do you go to festivals? Do you dress up in certain outfits or different kinds of gear? You don't have to focus on one specific holiday. I know a lot of times things that we do with children is what we call the Christmas tree or Santa Claus. That's a very Americanized version. And those kinds of things are absolutely okay. But can we also include other characters that maybe different cultures also celebrates and bring into, and highlight those secular themes. Talk about winter, talk about kindness, talk about a time for giving. You could organize a food drive where kids bring box goods or canned goods and different items like that for others as well. So that's a way to be inclusive also in your school. Some ideas for your lesson planning. I know many schools, they have a pre-planned lessons, maybe work for a corporate organization, and they already have the theme set up for you. But you can also just add to it, right? So there's nothing wrong with doing just a little bit more. So multicultural ornaments or symbols. Um, if you have somebody that celebrates Hanukkah, would they be willing to bring in dreidels so children can learn about the dreidel song? Maybe even hang up dreidels as an ornament. Is that something where you can then bring those 2 cultures together? Children would absolutely love that. Books that highlight the diverse traditions as well. I always love reaching out to families to ensure that, hopefully I'm, checking out, the right books or purchasing the right books, but it's a great time to go to your local library, get a library card, and check out some books. The librarians can absolutely help you check out books that highlight the diverse traditions, not just in your school, but also just in our communities. Music and movement, different songs, different dancing from different cultures as well. What is some other traditional music, not just Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? And again, this is a great opportunity to reach out to your families and really bring in families to help you celebrate. Maybe they have music at home already. Maybe they have books at home already and they're willing to bring those in and you can share. Maybe they have some ornaments that they want to hang on their tree. What a great opportunity to have a family tree or other kinds of decorations in your school as well. And again, we all know for Texas Rising Star, and even when if you're not, there's always that family to school component. It's a great opportunity to get families involved as much as they can be. Hosting family events or virtual gatherings. If we learned anything during the pandemic, virtual opportunities were fantastic. So you can have an event. Can grandparents join on a computer in the classroom? If you have iPads already, is there a capability to have grandparents join? Can parents pull up FaceTime on their cell phones and bring grandparents into the classrooms? Even if they can't be here because they live in another city or state or country, and host those events, but also allow parents to take charge of those, see if parents want to become the room parents and they organize what they're going to do in that classroom. Maybe you're going to do it for a whole school and there's a group of parents who absolutely love planning and they can get the other families involved and also donating items to the school. They could take the charge for that, and that's such a great opportunity as well. Let families really plan how they want to express their holiday celebrations at your school. But definitely invite the grandparents virtually as well, or aunts and uncles, neighbors, and have them come into your schools virtually. It's a great opportunity for them to see what a great school you have. Why should we engage families? The biggest one is they're bringing their children to you every day. And during holidays, just like with our own families, it's a time to get together, time to reminisce, talk about growth, and also to look forward to the future. So it's really an opportunity to strengthen those relationships. It's the one time, if you have parents that are in the classroom, it's the one time where educators can just be present. They're not necessarily running to change a diaper or trying to get the children to gather because they're going to be around their parents and they can have those deep, meaningful conversations versus just the ones that we have quickly in the morning at drop off and quickly at pickup. And it builds that sense of community. Your school is a whole community. It's a place where every parent decided they wanted to bring their children, where children are getting to know each other really well. Parents aren't necessarily getting to know each other. So, this is an opportunity for your families to build relationships with one another. We could talk to them about which child plays with who, and that's a great way for families to develop relationships and friendships just based on the children their child has chosen. But it really helps them build a sense of community, that it's more than just a place where the children go for 8, 9 hours a day. It's a place where parents can feel welcome and feel safe as well, which in turn uh, really strengthens their belief and their resolve to remain at your program. So it's great retention also. Event ideas for in-person gatherings as well. Potlucks. I know a lot of times we don't do a lot of potlucks, and if that's not for your school, they could potluck, but it could be something that's packaged already and has the ingredients on it. But somebody may be willing to make a traditional dish that is different than what you're used to or what you even serve in your school. Maybe only adults serve that to their children, so that way you're not too worried about um, cross contamination, or you're not too worried about uh, any allergens. And ask parents to bring the ingredients. Remind them that, if you're a nut free facility, just to keep everybody safe. Have a craft station that families can work on items together. Something as simple as, we often talk about Dollar Tree. They have felt cut out trees and gingerbread people now. But, your younger children, they have little pieces in there. You could bring in stickers and jewels and different things with glue, and it doesn't cost too much. And plus, it's something that they can create together and save, just like they do with their ornaments or other activities, depending on what they celebrate. But parents love to work on things with their children, and maybe they don't always get to do that, and you're providing that opportunity. And then possibly your performance. Is it singing traditional songs that we think of, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, or I'm trying to think about Dashing Through the Snow, Jingle Bells. But there could be another song. Maybe a couple of children want to perform. So definitely ask parents, about the culture that they celebrate and their different holidays, and have a small performance. Maybe it's not every class or every child, but definitely a group of children. We know which ones don't mind being the center of attention. And also, like I was mentioning, those virtual gatherings, a virtual show and tell. Families, maybe they can't join you on the day because they're out of town, or that it doesn't work because they have a baby at home that doesn't come to your center yet. But have them do share. Maybe they can also, bring in their cell phone, and they could go around their house and show you the different traditions that they share, different things that maybe they have utilized for decorations. Uh, have parents come in, and maybe they could do a cooking or crafting demo, something that they make at home, and online storytelling as well. Uh, you could have parents reading a book, and these are great opportunities that they can come right into your classroom. Maybe there's grandparents that want to read a special book that happens to be at their house. So, we have those iPads, and that'd be a great opportunity, and it's not considered screen time when somebody's reading a book to them that's a relative. And so that would be perfectly acceptable. And again, you're just bringing in as much family as possible, showing them that, we have an open door policy, that our school is safe and wonderful, and there's a reason why their kids enjoy it so much. So anytime you can do some virtual gatherings as well, that's a great opportunity for other family members to get involved that might not live nearby, or maybe don't drop off and pick up children. Communication. Definitely early and often. We've been talking about different celebrations, different activities since October, as most of you probably have been as well. And our communication consists of, we have a texting system, consists of email, consists of conversations in the morning at drop off and at pickup at the end of the day, also as well as I print things. Parents can just come by, they can just take a snapshot with their phone to help them remember as well. So just continue to communicate, empower your staff to communicate with families as well. Lots of inviting. Hey, remember, we have an event coming up. We'd love for you to come, and try to schedule those events really later in the day. Think 4:35 till the time that you close so that parents really can participate and be involved. Ask for family input. What are some things that they would like to see at the school? I know a lot of, especially right now, families are really busy and maybe that's the last thing on their minds, but you can certainly just put it out there. Hey, we are thinking about doing this, or we are planning this on this day. What else would you like to see? And you could ask them to bring that item. Would they like to come in and make dough with the children? Is there something that they create at home or do with their children? And that's something that you could put on the schedule for that day or maybe another day and just extend your events. Offer that flexible participation, really allowing parents, maybe if they can't attend, but they can bring something for the event. They can't attend in person, but they could attend virtually. So just think about that. Parents do want to visit, parents do want to attend these items, but not everybody's job is flexible. And that's why I do say try to do it in the evening. And if parents can't, is there an auntie or an uncle or a neighbor that their child spends a great deal of time with that we could invite in so that child doesn't feel alone, that they have their adult there as well? Because we do know that parents are very busy during this time. And it's not, like I said, it's not that they don't want to be there, they just might not be able to fit it into their schedule. Oh, supporting staff during this holiday season. We think of it as a time of joy, right? A time of celebration. But it's not that, it's not just that for everybody. I have four of my staff, they're all related. They happen to have lost their dad at the beginning of October. So this is their first holiday without their father. And so it they they are happy. They are, working with the children and bringing joy, but their hearts are still broken. And so also it can be very stressful. People might be having family that's coming in from out of town. They could be um, just overwhelmed with so many things to do in such a short time. Some of our staff are in school and they're doing finals this week and next week. Papers are due. And so there could be a lot of stress as well. So, how can we support them during this month of December and pretty much, but since October, how can we support them through this? To, ask them to talk about it. Discuss those challenges. Their workloads might be increasing because it's the holiday and other staff are trying to take the day off. Um, Remember, they have personal holiday pressures as well. Maybe this is their year to host their family, or their parents want them to travel out of town, and so they're trying to juggle all of that. Just be very open, empathize with what they're going through. I know it's hard for us as owners or as the directors because, of course, we need to keep the staffing. We need to make sure we're still maintaining ratios, and so, but just keep that line open with your staff. It may not always come out the way you want it to come out, and so just be very mindful that I'm so be very mindful that they could be very stressed during this time, and it may come across in a way that seems unprofessional. So just be open with them and remind the staff if you have mental health benefits or other programs, they can call 211 as well. So that's something also that they could reach out, and they have hotlines for people that are feeling that their mental health is deteriorating or they're feeling very overwhelmed. And if you have EAP, employee health benefits as well, just post that in your staff lounge, pass that out to your staff as well, and just let them know that you understand and it's okay. This is a time of joyful stress, but also can be a time of very challenging stress. Oh, practical tips. So flexible scheduling. Are there some staff that want to work extra hours and some staff need to work less hours? Can you be flexible with the schedules? Some staff are going to need some extra time off. Don't we all wish we could have that? But do our very best, providing those resources for stress management. There might be an article, National Association for the Education of Young Children, NACE, has some great articles now, not just for parents and children, but for your staff as well. Encourage peer support and collaboration. You know, let them all know, we're all in the same boat. Maybe there's a staff person that they could just talk to and say, oh my gosh, I feel so overwhelmed. And on top of that, they're doing their very best to care for the children all day, meet their deadlines, follow through with the expectations that they have at your center as well. So just encourage that peer support, remind them that you're available and that their team is there for them. And boost team morale. This is a great time, as much as everybody's giving, and we know our teams give a lot all day. How can we also fill up their cup? So host team building activities in an informal gathering. It's even something you can do just within your center. We have what's called a happy stick. Noticing when somebody's, just, yeah, it's everything their job, but they're doing such a great job. And they just want to be recognized for that sometimes. So just try to find activities that your teams can do together. I know they love to have the treats because those small gestures really mean a lot, but thank you notes do too. Just a surprise soda, or my staff was like, can you get us water today? So I went and bought 2 cases of water. So just simple things like that really go a long way for your staff as well. And ensure that the boost matches the employee. We filled out our uh, a, a little bit about me. So you can go right to anywhere online and put that in. And I found one that I felt like it had enough information to share, not with the to share with the families as well as the admin team. And so that when we're passing out, say a small gesture or a token or a treat, or thinking about an activity to do with the team, that it matches what employees really care about and what they would like to participate in. So even just going around, just saying thank you. Hey, I know it's been a long day, or I know a lot's going on, but I'm here for you and I see you and you're doing great. So just continue to just keep pumping them up, and a lot of atta girls. Celebrating and rewarding your educating staff, your teachers, your admin, your cook, whatever role somebody's playing in your school, their presence allows your school to remain open and function throughout the day. So how can we celebrate and reward them as well? So some creative ideas are personalized holiday gifts. Again, we have those forms now, a little bit about me. Do you know what their favorite things are? Do you know what inspires them or what makes them happy? Public recognition for contributions. You could have a certificate, and you could give it to the staff, or you could post it outside the classroom. And and of course, some of our educators, they don't necessarily want that public recognition. But again, that's when you're finding out about their favorite things, you kind of know who's like, yep, I'm here. It's all about me. And that's fine. Monetary bonuses or gift cards are great as well. I know a lot of times we tend to make baskets with all the little tchotchkes and little fun things, and that's absolutely fine as well. But I know that it can be a challenge because, of course, this particular genre, this profession that often isn't looked at as a profession in early childhood education, no one's going to get rich doing it. And so sometimes those monetary bonuses, even just a $25 gift card uh, to one of their favorite places, can mean a lot to our staff as well. Let them know we're thinking about them. Celebratory events. What are you going to do with your staff this year? And is something that they will enjoy. So my staff love to have lunch. And oftentimes it's pizza, their request, but maybe it's lunch or dinner. Simple take and go snacks are great as well. Maybe you have a big basket. Maybe parents want to also join in this because they're always wondering what can they do for their teachers. And it could just be something that sits in your staff lounge. It could be something that's passed out to all of your staff as well. But, things like quick snacks that they could have, things that are nutritious. Sometimes we see our staff drinking soda and having a bag of chips for lunch. So what are some things that we can provide that maybe they don't always provide for themselves? Plan a game or a raffle with prizes. We did that during Halloween, and we did trunk or treat. And parents and staff that wanted to participate did, and they got it was just a certificate that said, you had the best decorated trunk. But everybody really enjoyed it and thought that was fun as well. Highlight their achievements. Oftentimes we're walking around our schools and talking about the things that need to be done, but everybody's probably achieved something. Maybe they've helped you retain a family, and at first they weren't sure, that family wasn't sure if their child was really um, integrating well and doing well. So, what are some achievements you can highlight for each of your staff as well? And get together and call those out within your team. It's important for the team to know what other staff are doing because they don't always talk about the great stuff that they're doing in their classrooms. We tend to notice that more and make those celebrations meaningful. It's so important that anything that we do for our staff has meaning for them. Not just for us, not just that it's easy or just something we saw on Pinterest. And that's why it's so important to, have them fill out something, a few of my favorite things. I like this as a snack. I like to drink, whatever it is. Maybe it's Starbucks or it is a soda or it's, flavored water. Really get input from your staff to find out what's important to them and align those rewards, especially your end of the year if you're doing bonuses, with their personal and professional values. What are they trying to work towards? What are they hoping to do? We know everybody, there might be some trainings that are more for personal and professional growth. There might be something that is, outside the scope of the trainings that are required for minimum standards. Is there something that you can do for your staff that way? And ensure that your activities are inclusive, excuse me, and that they're also optional. Some of the activities that we plan, staff, again, might be very busy with their own families, with their own life. And so if we can make those optional, it's not a training that we're inviting them, we'd love to include them and ensuring that they're inclusive as well. Some of our staff are vegan or they're vegetarian. Make sure that there are options for them that are meaningful and that also fit their personal values as well. So, let's talk about this kind of that recap. Be inclusive, make sure that everyone feels like that they are being celebrated as well, that their holidays or their traditions are included in our programs. And we need to get it from them. They are the ones that are going to be able to really help us meet that inclusivity 100%. Get families involved. They really do want to be involved. They just don't always know how to be involved. They see us and they think, well, okay, this is your business, and I'm just bringing my child here, but they're not. They are part of our program. Support your staff during this time as well, and ensure that celebrations and family engagement aligns with your belief systems as well as those of everyone in your program. Call to action, encourage that creative, inclusive approaches to holiday programming. It doesn't just have to be, okay, it's Christmas, and we're going to talk about Santa, and we're going to talk about Christmas trees. Um, what else do they celebrate during this time? I know we have a large Indian population and they celebrate differently than we do. Christmas Eve is a big deal for many of our Hispanic families versus Christmas Day. They do a big celebration in the evening on Christmas Eve. So maybe some of your celebrations might be on that day as well, if parents are available. But just be thinking about, time of day, what is celebrated, the foods that are served, the songs that are sung, the stories that are told. Those are all ways that we can be inclusive and support all the rest of our families as well as our staff. I really appreciate you joining me today. Remember, I'm from Elite Educational Enterprises, and you can go to our website, eliteresultsnow.com. You can always call us as well. We have wonderful trainings uh, and ones that are online. We do webinars, and we also do in person at your site, and we have scheduled in person as well. So go to our website, look at our trainings. And again, I'm Michelle. Thank you so much for joining me. It was really wonderful speaking to you today about holidays. Thank you.